Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I am your Carnival Ringmaster, aka Dungeon Master, Victoria. And before we get started in this, flagship stream, I have a couple of announcements for you. The first of which is thank you to our sponsors, Cardboard Castle Games and Little Dragon Corp. Little Dragon Corp is a Canadian dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. You can check out their Twitter at LittleDragonCo1 to stay updated on all their awesome products, and use the coupon code PROBONUS when you head over to littledragoncorp.com and they'll give you 10% off of your order. Cardboard Castle Games is a brick and mortar game store in Evans, Georgia. Please give them your patronage if you find yourself there. If you stop in and tell them that Proficiency Bonus sent you, they might even give you 10% off. But if you're not in Evans, Georgia, do not fret. You can check them out online. As a second note, we just want to give a big thanks to Sirenscape for some of the amazing atmospheric sounds and music we're going to be using here on the Wild Beyond the Witchlight stream. You can add these sounds and more to your game when you download the Sirenscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free and comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started. You don't even need to register. You can go to Sirenscape.com to find out more. We also have an !Sirenscape command so that you can go and see the credits to all of our music that we use here if you like it. Let's hope it works out well for us. I've never done this on stream before. Thank you as well to Adrian Von Ziegler for providing some of the additional music we might be using here, and also on Wednesday nights he's kind of like our main music person. He's a very talented composer, and he's got great content usage rules, so please check out his YouTube and Patreon and support him if you can. In addition, please check out our other games. The schedule is posted below the Twitch video feed. We stream basically every day here at Proficiency Bonus. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules, as well as some homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e entirely, so hopefully we've got something up your alley. We also have a community Discord with public channels, so please come check it out and hang out with us. We're always welcoming new GMs, players, and other friends to our family. All experience levels are welcome, from veteran gamers to total newbies. We also encourage people of color and LGBTQIAP2S+ nerds and gamers to join us as well. Does anyone have anything else that they would like to announce?
I love you and I'm excited.
Same.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. Thank you, Blitz Greybeard, for the Game Master inspiration. That's amazing, and I love that. Could someone put that into the chat rewards for me, please? And thank you in our little Discord server here. I would really appreciate that. Yeah. So without further ado, why don't we reveal our lovely cast of people that are here right now?
Hey. We're here.
We're
Hello.
here. Okay. So I think we're about ready.
4/5 of us were here last night.
Hey.
Hey. Back to back. Okay. Let me get this going. Oh my god. Yo, I got them jitters. Okay.
Introduce ourselves.
Give me oh yeah, you're right. Hold on, let me stop the Everybody, introduce who you are as actual people. We will start. Guys, y'all, I'm so nervous. I'm sorry. Let's start with Kristy.
Hello, I'm Kristy Mysticwater. I am a producer and player here at Proficiency Bonus and have been so since the beginning. I'm producing tonight, and I'm also playing Clover, who you will get to meet shortly, I'm sure.
Next is Ink.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ink. I am an artist and on quite a few shows here on Proficiency Bonus, but for this show, I'm going to be playing a character named Ego, and I'm very excited.
Next up is Graph.
I'm Graph. I am also an artist, although I usually draw more robots and less fantasy stuff. I'm playing a satyr named Dawn.
And last but not least, Danica.
Hi, my name's Danica. I am a storyboard artist in the entertainment animation sphere. I love playing with these guys, and I'm making a little return after a little year long or so to your break, I guess, with these folks, and I just can't wait to be playing with you all again. I'm going to be playing a character named Dove.
Yeah, and also, I mean, like, literally all of you except for me are artists. So all of these people are artists. If they want to share their social handles at some point, I'm sure that will happen. But also specifically, big thank you to Graph and Ink for doing our awesome character art for this stream. They always exceed expectations when it comes to doing our stream art. So
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else that we need to do, guys? Keep me on track.
I think that's
There's
it.
no recap.
There's no
So
recap.
We gotta play a game.
There is no recap. Oh, I suppose now that we are officially streaming, I should share with you a slight amendment that will have to happen for our game with the chat rewards. So, for those of you who are tuning in here, all of these characters, for reasons that you will soon discover, are cursed in a slight but small way, and are missing a part of themselves. A thing to keep in mind. Oop, I'm getting a little feedback. I think it's Danica.
Yeah, it's Danica.
Thank you. So when it comes to the Twitch chat rewards, because your characters are missing an intrinsic part of themselves, they cannot gain inspiration. You will not get DM's inspiration for me until your curses are resolved. You cannot have inspiration from the chat. Bardic inspiration is fine, but the actual, like, luck point type of inspiration, you will not have until you resolve your curse. All the more reason for you to address that. Your characters are just not quite themselves. They can't be the best that they can be if they're missing something that's a part of them.
Oh my
So
god.
if chat gives you the player inspiration, you can record it in the chat rewards, and you guys can save it, but you can't use it until you resolve your curse.
Okay.
Surprise.
That wasn't in the script.
It's
Right.
not, and there's also no inspiration for the recap until whoever does recap has their curse resolved.
that's like you coming into my birthday party and taking a shit on my cake and then leaving.
Yeah, so
Well, rip to you, Ink. I don't need inspiration.
I'm gonna get the Sirenscape player going, and I'm gonna bring us on in.
All right.
Okay. I'm so nervous.
Let's go.
Okay. Check one thing. Volume good for everybody? Awesome. Okay. The traveling extravaganza known as the Witchlight Carnival visits your world once every 8 years. You have a dim memory of sneaking into the carnival as a child without paying for a ticket. The memory has grown foggy over time, though it still conjures a weird admixture of emotions, wonder and awe mixed with loss and regret. During this childhood visit, each of your characters lost something. You tried to find it, but the carnival owners, a pair of elves named Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, were decidedly unhelpful. "Silly little screeching cricket," said Witch. "You forgot to buy a ticket." "The carnival goes round and round," said Light. "The multiverse is our playground. Nothing's free and nothing's lost. Every visit has its cost." As time passed, your heart became less heavy and you gave less and less thought to those childhood events, but now, for reasons you can't explain, the longing to retrieve that which you have lost has resurfaced, as though an old spell has faded away, allowing you to feel that loss as sharply as if it had happened yesterday. The Witchlight Carnival has returned, and 3 of you find yourselves in a line, standing near a ticket booth by the entrance at twilight, just as the carnival is about to open. there you look around and you catch notice of others who look just as troubled as you. Without knowing how or why, you sense that each of them has lost something as well. Perhaps fate has brought you together. So, Clover, Dawn, Ego. Why don't you guys tell us what the audience sees? The three of you are standing in line, one right after the other. So, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Who wants to go first?
Not it.
Ink, it's you.
It's apparently me. It's apparently me because no one else wants to. Ego is a peculiar little thing. Ego has purple skin like that of a drow elf, but those trademark ears are instead forked, kind of like a double ear almost. They have this permanent look of disinterest or tiredness across their face, with that kind of black cakey makeup that is sort of, you've worn it for like 3 days, but you're like, it still looks good enough. I can get another evening out of this. A lot of jewelry, a sort of cropped black top with a sheer sort of loose-fitting jacket over it, a simple black skirt, and then these like long fishnet leggings that are like a little bit ripped, some like black leather boots, got the like finger jewelry, the little claws, little bit of like chain on the wrist, and very, very vibrant white hair that's been sort of tucked up into this vibrant red hat that sort of has the look of a toadstool mushroom. Their eyes are half-lidded, disinterested, but bright, and one is sort of a bit of like a magenta, and one is a very deep blue. And then finally, there's very, very slight animalistic features. Hair that seems to come down like fur mutton chops, and a slight sort of lion-like tail that swishes idly, we'll say. A very peculiar, odd little creature.
So,
Standing, not too
Ego, you kind of get that little like nagging feeling that someone's watching you, and you kind of look behind you and you lock eyes with somebody, and instantly you do kind of see that there's, you don't know how or why, but this is somebody who is a kindred spirit with you, somebody who somewhere deep in them you sense a loss. Who is it? It's there's two people that it could be.
Go. Go. Go.
No,
Graph or
I
Kristy?
think it's Kristy.
Okay.
You're just too brightly colored to not.
She
be paying
is pretty brightly colored. She's very small, so I don't know if we see eye to eye right away. Are you small?
I am rocking like a good 4'10".
Okay, she's 2'8". She's a little shorter.
Like a child.
She looks like a child, but clearly based off of her facial features, you can tell she is aged a little bit, probably like early 20s. She's got very long lavender hair tied up in a high ponytail, and like coming out of the lavender hair is an equally colored lavender ears, cat-like ears. And you think they're cats because when you look at her eyes, they're teal, but they've got that cat's eye aura to them with a little slit. She's got very pale skin, and probably the most prominent feature aside from her bright pink dress that she wears is her iridescent pastel fairy wings. which are kind of like fluttering a bit nervously. But she's on the ground. And that's Clover.
Yeah, so Clover, this individual in front of you is purple, but a very different shade, and it's kind of like a foil to yourself, where you are so, like, bright and bubbly. This individual is very, like, brooding and dour. But you look into their eyes, and you too kind of... This is somebody who has felt a loss, and you know what that's like. And there's just something about them. They feel familiar, almost, but you can't put your finger on why. And you also look behind your shoulder and see the last person in this little line graph.
So the first thing you probably hear is like the thumping of a hoof. Because it's probably what you would see first from your perspective, because you are small, teeny tiny. He is very impatiently like thumping this leg. And you look up, and from the top down, he looks pretty normal. He has like this hair that's black and has been slicked over to the side. A very tired expression that is very different from the person in front of you, but tired all of the same. He basically looks like he just got out of working for like 12 hours straight and headed straight here. He is dressed from head to toe in a suit that is done up immaculately, no dirt or anything on it. Every button has been buttoned up, and it is a dark blue suit and in his hand he is holding a suitcase. He kind of just like has a hand on his hip and a very like grumpy expression, just sort of looking around at everything around him. You kind of hear him mutter underneath his breath, "How long is this going to take? I have notes to write to people." And for the most part, he would look human if it wasn't for his legs, which bend backwards in that way akin to a goat's. It is probably the only thing that tells you right away that he's a satyr and not just a short dude. Because for some reason he doesn't have any hooves, and his facial hair has been immaculately groomed to the point where it doesn't look super unkept. Very busy looking, and you can see he's like constantly digging around with something. He'll put his suitcase down for like half a second, bring out like a notepad, write something, put it back in his pocket, pick up his suitcase, open it, look around at all of the papers inside, and close it again, and then go back to thumping his foot.
Right, and so, Dawn, and again, for all three of you, you're kind of, like, looking at each other, like, you got this feeling that the other two were, like, looking at you, and then you lock eyes with each other, and it's, like, a little awkward, but it's like, gosh, I swear I know this face, but different, and so long ago. And this is, you can see it again, it's, like, a little glimmer in the back of their eyes of, like, just somebody who has lost something.
Okay. What are you looking at?
Do I know you guys from somewhere?
He kind of, like the how not to talk to short people meme? That's exactly what he does, where he just, like, bends down and he goes, and he, like, looks at her for, like, a really long time. I think I'd know someone that looks like you. You're very bright and...
Well, how about have either of you guys known, like, a halfling that kind of looks like me? But not.
Ma'am,
Do you remember that girl?
I see, ma'am,
Yeah?
I see dozens of halflings every day.
Oh. Yes, of course. You probably don't remember.
Most of
It's
them,
okay.
most of them don't have wings. I will give you that.
Yeah. Well, what about
Have
you?
you ever
Do you
been to a
recognize me?
bank?
I recognize you, but I don't know where.
Me?
Yeah.
Perhaps you've seen me in a dream. I tend to wander.
Oh,
What?
maybe.
I tend to wander. Also, it's going to take as long as it takes to answer your earlier question.
Oh.
That's not a very satisfying answer.
It's the most accurate, though.
He kind of scrunches his nose.
What's your names?
I don't normally give out my names to strangers unless I'm at my
Well,
job, but...
my name's Clover. Now we're not strangers anymore.
He holds out his hand. Shake it too. Done. Just done.
Okay.
My name is Ego,
Hi, Ego.
but I'm still strange.
Okay.
Look at this hat. Have you seen anyone wear this hat before? I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit
Do
in.
I recognize these names? Would I have known?
Were these the names that you all would have used as children?
Mine is.
He would have used a full name.
Yeah.
For Dove, roll a history check. Not Dove, Clover, sorry. It's all of the people, the noun names. It can take me a second.
Yeah, we hit you with a lot of those.
That tracks. 10.
I would say the name Ego is definitely, like, familiar to you, but it's like something you remember from your childhood.
Yeah.
You can't quite pin where.
I'm gonna keep thinking on it. I'm gonna keep that to myself, but I feel like she's like, I don't know this Don guy, but this Ego, I definitely know him from somewhere. And she's trying to, like, not be that rude person where, like, she just, like, blurts out, oh, were you here? Were you here? She wants to try and focus it to get it right the first time.
I, lean down so I can talk very quietly by one of your little cat ears, and I say, also, some advice for here is you probably shouldn't just ask random people for their names.
Oh, did I offend you?
No.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
So, with that, the line, you kind of shuffle forward. And then we come to our fourth cast member, Dove. There's a silver statue of a dancing fairy that is mounted on the roof of the ticket booth and is surrounded by fluttering butterflies. The booth is decorated with an animated depiction of the night sky with shooting stars that arc across it. You're probably, idling around near the ticket booth because you have a good rapport with the master of the ticket booth, Nicholas, and this is kind of your one night off that you have before you start work proper, and you were given a task by your mentor to keep an eye out for some helpful and clever individuals that might be able to assist him with a personal matter. And, as your eyes are kind of scanning the line, a lot of these people are they're so mundane. You've lived with people like this before, you know their type. And then 3 very strange relatively speaking, individuals shuffle up and are about to approach this booth. You see a purple-skinned drow individual, sort of slightly feral features, a large, wide-brimmed hat, looking very dour. You see a fairy with shimmering purple wings. Something you can't. You know what these are. They're familiar to you, and yet you haven't seen one in a while. The specific race of fairy. She's totally purple and pink and very bubbly, and is probably looking very excited with her little cat ears flicking. And behind her is the most stern-looking businessman you have ever seen in your life. Appears to be human and yet also a satyr, perhaps?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, those three look like they'd be fun to play with. I'm going to cast a little prestidigitation or next to the fairy girl's ear. And I'm just gonna make a little bird song play in her ear to look in my direction.
Oh.
I'm gonna skip over. Hi there.
Hi.
Can't help but notice. Are you a fairy?
I think so.
You think so?
I mean,
What a
yeah.
funny way.
I think I am now. Yeah, that sounds right.
Fascinating. And you guys would all see a short, looks like a halfling girl, has like what looks like a leotard slash like trapezius or a circus outfit on. It looks like a monarch butterfly pattern, and there's like little, looks like wings on her back, and they come to, it's like a cape that comes to the middle finger on both of her hands. And she just kind of like, she's got this like white short hair, it's all a fluff, and these lavender eyes that are very very unusual looking. And she just kind of looks at you and says, how do you not both think you know what you are and both don't know what you are? That's the strangest thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's really simple. I mean, I wasn't a fairy and then I was.
Fascinating. We're gonna talk about that.
Sure.
So real quick, I'm gonna hop in here. Dove, again, same sentiment. As you're locking eyes with all of these individuals, and the same for the three of you, you get that same feeling. Familiar face. It's like a word on the tip of your tongue that you just can't remember.
I hate that.
That this person, especially the white hair, very familiar.
What are your names? Are you together?
Oh, no, I just met them, but my name's Clover. And then this is
Clover.
Dawn, and this is Ego.
He like opened his mouth to like introduce himself, and then it went out for him, and he just went, "Yes."
Well, I still reached out a hand to shake Dawn's hand. Oh, lovely to meet you. My name's Dove. And right when you like go to shake her hand, there's like a little like you like grab her hand, and there's like a little bit of a like a noise that comes out, and I go, oh my goodness, Sir Dawn, excuse you. And I'm gonna look at Ego and say, you look a bit familiar, and in fact I feel like you all do little.
That's what I said.
Oh, is this your first time at the carnival?
No.
I guess not.
Do you think, DM, would I be able to make a roll to see if I remember them?
Yeah, roll a history check.
Okay. It's okay. Oh, never mind. It's really bad. 7. I have a -2.
Oh!
I'm not the
You know,
smartest.
it's you know, maybe like these were like village kids that you ran into when you were kind
Hmm.
of like like passing from family to family, kind of
Mm.
doing the urchin slash grifter lifestyle. Like
Hmm.
you saw a lot of people.
Hmm.
Maybe it's one of them. You're not quite sure.
Well, if we did know one another, then I'm sure we'll reintroduce ourselves. Do you, all of you, need maybe a tour?
A
The
tour.
tour.
Mm-hmm. I myself have my day off. I work here at the carnival, but I have my little day off and can trounce around if you were so interested.
That's so sweet of you. I would love that.
So,
Wonderful.
sorry. Oh my god, I'm
Ooh.
choking. Dove, you would know as a newly about to be instated Witchlight hand that
Mhm.
for you the carnival is free. You can partake of all of its delights to whatever extent you wish. You do not need a ticket. However, anybody else who enters, and this was the first thing that they drilled into you, and it was
Mhm.
the most prominent thing in your mind, must purchase a ticket.
Mm-hmm. Well, step right up, and I'm gonna like kind of walk them I'm like just walk right confidently up, even if there were a couple people behind. I'm gonna be like, "Excuse me, excuse me."
Donna's just kind of, can you do that?
Oh yeah,
Like
I'm
I
a
said.
big deal around here. If
Sorry,
you didn't know.
sorry to the people we're passing.
My
Like I
apologies.
said,
My apologies.
the line takes as long as it needs to take. And I just walk past all of the people and skip them.
For you.
Don kind of like watches him. Don watches him go a little bit, and he's like, saying vague things doesn't make it any less nonsense. I'll just have you know. And he like points and then follows after.
You better get used to that here, my friend.
Right. So
You see, yeah, he rolls his eyes.
as the rest of you approach again, you see the same thing. This booth that like the fabric, the kind of canvas sides of it has been painted to look like the night sky, but you notice that the paint moves and swirls and little shooting stars pass across it. It's like a moving picture, and there's a little fairy statue on the top of it that's just dancing, and it's little butterflies of all different colors are floating around it. And as you approach, an elderly goblin perches behind the ticket counter, peering at you all quizzically through a very long, like, sailing spyglass. And he looks at all of you. He lowers his spyglass and calls out to you, "Greetings, fairgoers!"
And this is
Hello.
Nicholas, right?
This is Nicholas Midnight.
Hey, Nicholas! I'm gonna like lean up on the side of the booth and be like, "Got 3 people here that need a ticket."
Oh, yes, Dove, thank you so much. It's always so nice to see you. Who are your little friends here? What are your names?
Hi, I'm Clover.
Speak up!
Clover?
Man can't hear you! And he takes out like an ear horn that looks like one of like the big horns on one of those like old-fashioned like gramophone things, and he takes and he sticks it in his ear.
I will cup my mouth so I can get like directly in. My name's Clover.
Clover, yes. And what about the two of you?
This is happening really
That's Dawn and that's Ego.
Did you not hear me, child? An old man can't hear you. You need to speak up. And
That's
he
Dawn.
kind of like
Oh,
to Ego.
I think
is
he
like,
wants you to.
Ego.
What?
He said he. I'm gonna yell in it.
Oh, Ego,
Nicholas,
yes.
he said ego. Yeah.
Thank you, Dove. Yes,
Yeah.
so helpful. Going to make a great Witchlight hand.
That's as loud
Ooh.
as I talk.
Well, you should learn to talk louder. These ears are very old.
You heard him just fine that time.
Because I have my ear horn.
The rules are My name is Don.
Oh,
Don.
Don.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Are you here? Are you here to visit? Are you here to purchase a ticket?
Yes, please.
Hmm. Right, well, one ticket is 1 gold piece, and it's good for 8 sort of punches throughout the carnival. If you want to visit any more attractions than that, you'll need to procure another ticket.
That's a little bit
Y'all go for the
expensive
money.
for. I mean, it's a little bit expensive for carnival games. That's an entire week's worth of work.
I like slap my hand on the cart and be like, "You don't know what kind of carnival this is then. You're getting a deal.
I
A
slide
deal."
I slide a gold over.
Thank you. Now, for you, one moment, dear. He'll take out his spyglass and he takes it and extends it until it's like just inches away from your face, Dawn. Yes, I see. Sort of like stale bread, but the goodness is still there, I suppose. Come,
What
closer.
is that?
Lean all the
Okay.
way in.
Okay.
All the way in. Yes.
Yes.
You get like he basically grabs you like by like your collar and pulls you in, and you're face to face with this like he's this deep green skin goblin. He's completely bald, but he has these massive eyebrows that like come out and like just are like shaped all around his head. Um you know, if you can't pay for a ticket, something could be arranged. If you're interested.
One, I don't like the implications of that. Two, I can pay. I've been saving up for several months before I decided to come here.
I see.
What
I
did he?
promise you, it's nothing ominous. It's all just about promoting good fun at the carnival. But if you can pay, the choice is yours. That goes for all of you. I know you heard me. Those young ears.
Kind of looks back at Don. What does he mean by that?
Oh, at Dove.
Yeah, a dove.
Yeah. So Dove, you know that like I think I told you this before. Nicholas is the old man act is bullshit. He can see and hear completely fine, but he judges the character of everybody who comes to the carnival, and those that he deems to be like good-hearted or people who seem like they would meet the ideals of the carnival. He will give a ticket for free as long as they basically engage in behavior that will promote fun and like everything that the carnival is about.
You act like a fool. Can you do it?
No. No. That sounds ridiculous. I can pay.
Well, then a gold piece.
He'll go and he'll open
Play
up
sport.
whatever. He'll open up his wallet and hand over a gold piece.
Yes, thank you. Now, if any of you need another ticket, if you use up all of your punches, you just come back here. And you? Oh my, you're very purple. 2 of you are very purple. Lift your head up. I can't see over the brim of your giant hat. It's a gold piece, or perhaps we could make a deal. All in good fun, but one night only.
I go and I get a little black clutch purse. And I snap the little snap on the top, and a little spider crawls over my finger. I reach inside and I take out a really it's like a bent old gold coin. Put it on the little counter.
He'll reach out his like gnarled, bony fingers and kind of scrape the coins in and
I like
that was
your
unfortunate. I was really hoping. You remember what I've offered? Here you go. And he hands you 3 tickets, which the 3 of you. Technically, everybody has a ticket, but Dove doesn't need one.
I will lean in though, and I will say, how badly were you hoping?
I mean, if you want, I can still do it.
What? Why don't you think about it, and when you've used up all your punches, because you most certainly will, you only get 8, and there's more than 8 attractions, you come back and we can talk.
Okay.
Now
we
go.
definitely will.
Go have fun.
Come
I
on,
like
everybody.
whimsy.
We'll get this one. I'll point at Don. We'll get this one. We'll get this one in some foolery.
I trust you, Dove.
Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you very much.
Once again, I am not liking the implications of that statement.
He'll gesture you in, and calls the next group of people forward. Do you proceed?
Yeah. Walk you
I'll
through.
walk on in. And I'm going to turn to everyone and be like, well, you could see on your tickets, there's a bit of a list of things we could do. Do any of them interest you?
When did it become we?
Well, it seems like in a carnival such as this, you might want a little company, else you might get lost.
I mean, the
Just a little tip.
bubble pop teapot sounds fun.
Oh,
That
yes.
And carousels are always nice.
As just a quick note. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, he was about to say, I guess a carousel does sound, and it takes him a really long time, and then he goes, a decent time.
Yeah.
He's
So
loosen you up.
For everybody, just to state it out here, in addition to the attractions that are listed on the tickets, there are 3 more that are not on those tickets because I have added them in myself. They are Fortune Teller, Thunderdome, and Tower Topple. Just so that you have all the info.
Fortune Teller.
Thunderdome. And Tower Topple.
Oh, you know I'm gonna want to go to the Thunderdome.
Where is that in? Which one?
Those are like additional attractions.
Yeah, where did you put them? Oh, Vinder?
They're in, I put them into the plotting
Oh,
channel.
okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But we can go to you said you wanted to go to the teapot?
Yeah, that sounds fun. I don't
Alright.
know what it is, but it sounds fun.
You picked well. A little warm up.
I suppose it would be kind of sad to go to a carnival and do everything by myself.
It certainly is. I think you'll get a couple weird stares, too. So might as well.
If we go to the teapot, we get to go where I want to go next.
Sounds all right, my purple friend.
Where would that be?
I'm deciding.
So there's a chance that where you want. Okay.
You are so interesting. I say to Ego, I love it. You'll get along well here. You will.
I enjoy whimsy.
I love that.
I
I
like
love whimsy
laugh
too.
Like clap Ego on the back and be like, see, this guy knows what's up.
Ooh. Dear.
Well,
You like lightly clap Ego on the back, and Ego's like,
Oh, a little bit unsteady there.
I have
Noted.
6 strength.
Oh.
I can blow away in the wind.
I'm gonna
6?
I'm gonna prestidigitate like a gust of wind behind Ego to see if it knocks him at all. I'm just like, I like make the little gesture like to the side so he can't see.
Ego, yeah, you definitely like kind of you feel your clothes billowing, and it's kind of just like getting a little shove without realizing it was coming. It's nothing to knock you down, but definitely makes you have to catch yourself.
I adjust so that my hat and my hair is kind of flapping in my face. And just sort of like watch it like
He makes it Vogue.
yes.
I love it. Oh my god.
So, you all have kind of passed by the ticket booth into the carnival proper, and the conversation winds down, and you look at the space before you. The first stars of night twinkle above the apricot sunset. Giant dragonflies whir overhead, trailing streamers and glitter, and a low mist curls over the fairgrounds. Through a floral archway, you glimpse wondrous and vibrant creatures, elf stiltwalkers, dancing fairies, and painted performers. Everywhere around you there is laughter, pixie dust, bubbles, and the wistful tune of a whistling calliope.
Calliope. Ooh.
Like looking all around. It's great.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It certainly is busy.
Just how I like it.
So, you all said that you wanted to do the bubble pop teapot first?
Sure, that's what
Yeah.
I want. That was my pick. Don't
Yeah.
follow me, but
Did we all? But yeah.
Well, okay, so as a
Group it in.
group, or are you separating?
No, I'm gonna go. With the agreement that I get to pick the next thing, which
I like
seemed
it.
like everyone was down for it. So
Okay. So, sorry, let me pull this up. So, for those of you that are in the Roll20, I have moved you all over
I
to
don't have that.
the map.
oh my god, that's so
It's
cool.
beautiful.
Hang on.
And your characters are here. I've made the tokens so that everyone can control everyone, so hopefully y'all can move. But the bubble pop teapot is over here. Not sure if you can see.
Shit.
What
Yeah.
I'm painting.
Yeah, I gotta get in
Yeah.
here.
I totally
Oh my
forgot.
I'll move Clover. over.
Wait, Graph, what were you saying?
I totally forgot to go into the Roll20. I'm
It's
coming.
okay. It's just for the map, so you can see everything.
Beautiful.
So yeah, Dawn is over here.
Oh, this
Everybody's
is so fun.
in. And
Wow.
let me come over here, put that there. Come
I
over
need you
here.
all to know that Ego is going to have fun, but it's not going to seem like I have fun.
Okay.
Don't
Sorry,
get
give
your
me just a moment here. There's
That's okay.
so
Can I talk while you get
Yeah,
something ready?
role play amongst yourselves, literally
Mm.
all the time.
Dove.
Mm.
I have a question.
What is it?
If your name is Dove,
Yes.
why a butterfly?
Oh. You see, Dove actually gets a little uncomfortable.
Perfect.
If you want to, I don't know if the DM minds. If you wanted to and like wanted to like, if you're perceptive, Ego, you could probably like make a perception check on her.
Oh yeah, what is Ego's passive perception?
My passive perception is 12.
So I would say,
Might be enough.
how carefully do you arrange your clothing for concealment, Dove?
She kind of lets the like fake wings cover her wings, and sometimes like she does her best to keep them in, but they're really fluffy. So she tries to make it look like a moth or like something like with a big kind of like like coat thing in the back, but if you looked pretty closely, you might be able to see like a white feather or two peeking out under the butterfly leotard cape in the back. And she kind of like tucks. She like self-consciously tucks away, and it's like, no reason. I just someone picked it for me a long time ago. You know.
Did
Why
my
ego?
question because it's my name?
Good answer.
Did my question make you uncomfortable?
No. Nah. Nothing makes me uncomfortable. I live at the Witchlight carnival. Come on. This is nothing. Let's go to these Pop Teapot. And I like grab I like grab Clover under the arm and like march off. Come on, fairy girl.
I turn and look at Dawn, and I'm just staring.
She looked like she was doing fine to me. He has a 7 wisdom. He's not.
He doesn't see shit.
We're really showing our bad stats.
We each have something we're good at.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 7 in intelligence.
Oh, babies.
I will say, I say to Dawn as I figure we're not running to those teapots.
No.
So as we're walking past the skipping duo, I will add, you all are familiar, though.
I see a lot of people every day, so I was just choosing to treat you all as if you were just people that I come across once, but the more I think about it, I guess I don't like seeing people twice. Usually that means they're going to complain about service.
I think I'm thinking that too as I skip with Clover. I feel like I've done this before, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you don't really look like someone I knew, but you also do, I feel.
I mean,
So
I didn't
strange.
always look like this. I mean, I definitely didn't always have these, and I like flutter the wings. These are new, relatively.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't mean to pry.
I mean, I don't mind.
Did you? I've just never heard of anyone becoming something they weren't before.
Well, I'm like really unlucky. So like, I feel like it was just bad, like wrong place, wrong time. That happens to me all the time. And I feel like that's what happened.
I can relate to that.
Really?
Yeah, I can. I'm gonna like look over at the bubble pop teapot. Is there a line?
I just realized I missed something. Very important. Apologies, the nerves. So after you get your tickets, basically like Nicholas will give each of you a pair of butterfly wings, and Dove, you would know and could explain to the party that this is basically how the staff differentiates people who have purchased a ticket from those who have not. Like, they know that if someone's wearing a pair of butterfly wings, that they've paid, they're in, they're safe.
Okay.
So, what would your butterfly wings look like, guys? They have all different kinds of designs.
Are they like actual wings that you put like on your back?
They're like when you were a kid and you dressed up as a fairy for like Halloween. They're like wire and like you know, like kind of like cloth.
Oh boy, that would be.
So I feel like when Nicholas like offers them to you, Clover, he's probably like, yeah, yes, this is a definite predicament. 1 second.
Okay.
And he goes and he shuffles through like the big bin that he has, and he comes back and he has a teeny tiny little set of wings. Just wear them on your shoulders.
Yeah, okay. I wear
So-
like a little necklace like around.
They can be whatever color and design you want for everybody. Whatever you ask for is what you can get. So sorry, this is like
No,
I
you're
can't believe
okay.
I missed this.
Mine would be like a pearlescent pink, like a light baby pink
Nice.
with a shimmer.
I specifically spy a pair of like broken ones. Like one wing is like a purple and green dragonfly wing, and then the other, you said it's like the wire ones. They like got caught in a fire or something, or were like left by a torch, and the second wing is like melted and shriveled. And I'm like, that's perfect.
Well, by all means, just take them. And Dawn, he says,
It's mine.
you don't get to pick. I pick for you.
Oh,
I can tell that
Why?
you need it.
you
Why?
need it. Yes.
I don't need someone to. Okay.
Aren't surprises
Just hold
fine?
on. And he goes and he digs around, and he presents to you the like. It is this set of wings is for a medium-sized creature, but it is like the biggest and most elaborate set that he has, and it's like rainbow colored, and it has like glittering like twisted streamers that like come off of the edges, and they're like very like pointed and spiky, so that they have like almost like a bird of paradise flower kind of look to them.
Nice.
Now you have to wear these the whole time that you're in the carnival, or at the very least hold them, but you should wear them so that you don't get kicked out.
I say, they're your color.
They're perfect on you. I'm gonna prestidigitate a little bit of glitter on them too on the back. I'm just gonna like.
I didn't know I was back in college, and he just slips the wing back on.
Yeah, they have like the little
Oh,
like
no.
straps that you can like put your arms through. So that happens. We can. Oh, did anyone want to say anything?
No. I'm good.
I think that if Don ever makes a turn, I would prestidigitate a little blinking, like a turn signal on the back of his wing.
Yeah, like little arrows.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah.
I'm
Awesome.
like, I giggle. I think if I see that, and I'm gonna like wiggle my eyebrows at Ego and see if Ego's down for a little bit of prankstering. I'm like, like meets like, perhaps.
Yeah,
I love
definitely. So yes, then we can fast forward through. You make your way to the Bubble Pop Teapot. Thank you for being flexible with me. So as you approach, you see a 20-foot tall teapot rests on a wooden platform, its painted surface whirling with moving imagery of flying dragons breathing streams of bubbles. A door at the base of the teapot allows entry to its interior. You watch as people who enter a short while later emerge from the spout enclosed in a bubble that detaches to float off across the carnival. Some people just simply float down gently, but you can see others actually go and do like bumper bubbles with each other and are kind of bouncing off each other and knocking each other off course, floating around. And 7 goblins sit around the platform, and they're all sipping tea from mismatched porcelain cups. You see a little table off to the side of the staircase that leads you up to the door. And there, at the top of the stairs, is a goblin with kind of yellowish skin, huge floppy ears, and like very long hair that's like in ringlets. And he's wearing this like elaborate kind of like 3-piece suit, but every single piece is a different color. And he has like a huge mug that he's just drinking tea out of. And when he sees you approach, he kind of like waves and points to a little sign that's on the table near the stairs. The sign reads, "The word that you intend to say, try saying it a different way." And he holds his hand out and says, "You've got your bramble thicket? One punch on your bramble thicket? You want to go
Yeah.
in the gnarly tree knot? I'll ride around and toil and trouble."
Are you speaking? Are you speaking? What are you saying?
Boil me up!
gestures to the sign, and he takes Clover's ticket, and he like does a little punch in it, hands it back to you. It's like a little like butterfly shaped punch.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
have a
ticket, of course. I like.
I have a flum dumbler for the Triggle Modu.
What? What?
Why don't you just kind of dig down in your jam tart? Really think about it.
Can you just punch my ticket, please?
All right. And he'll take your ticket, punch a little butterfly in it. Dove, for you, he kind of just like gestures and is like, you know that this individual is treacle-wise. He is a goblin. He likes to speak in Cockney rhymes. Would be basically like the real world equivalent of how he talks. And he says, "All right, Dove, yeah, for you. Little treacle tart, you just go right in."
Thanks. Treacle Tar, you still owe me 5 copper from that other night, right? That bet?
Oh. China plate, come on. I don't know nothing about that.
I'm just saying, I got my eye on you. I'm waiting for it. 5 copper. I'll play you again in cards, and I'll double it. So you better watch out. You gotta keep up on your debt. And I'm gonna walk up and call everyone in. I'm gonna like keep my eyes on him when I back in to the
I don't
teapot.
think he didn't punch my ticket. I don't think I can go in yet.
You were kind of like trying the rhyme, so I was kind of giving you a second to see if you wanted to try again or anything.
Tumble rough for the bubble stuff.
Well, you tried. He'll take your ticket and he'll punch it and he'll say, "Hold on." And he kind of rifles in all of his pockets that he has on his jacket. And eventually he pulls out a little like paper like envelope. Scatterleaf tea.
God, this is really messing me up. I'm trying not to laugh.
Now, hold on, before you start. Once you go in the gnarly tree knot, you come out in toil and trouble. You can float around.
Inside a bubble.
Toil and trouble.
Okay.
We can do bumper bubbles.
It's gibberish. He's just speaking nonsense.
No, I totally understand.
Nonsense.
How?
Absolutely understand.
What?
Oh, whatever. Raspberry tart to you, love. And he looks at you, Dawn, and kind of just like blows raspberries with his tongue, like at you. Now you just kind of take your plates of meat, and he gestures to his feet, and you just kind of run around, and it'll work. Got any questions?
Well, I should be okay if I fall, but what if the toil and trouble spills?
Oh, right. Yeah, if it just pops you just fall safely down, love.
Okay.
Don't you worry. Don't be shaking in your daisy roots. And he gestures to your boots.
I love him.
This doesn't seem very FDA approved.
Well,
I go.
you have any more
get it.
questions?
No.
Have a lovely time.
Thank you.
I understand. I get it. But talking like that is a pain in my sassafras.
Oh,
You did it.
good job.
Okay.
He will give you one more envelope of scatterleaf tea. That one was well earned.
I nudge
Yes.
Don and I go, hey, FDA, is it, you work for like a Fun Dies Always? What is that?
Yes, I work at a bank. It's practically the same place.
Fun Dies Always. No wonder you need a little break.
This really is some keys that are burned.
What are you even referring to?
It's tea that I earned.
Mmm.
He chuckles and gives you a thumbs up and gestures you
get
all
it.
in.
I win. I won.
You do.
I
You
got
solved
it.
the riddle.
I'm going to walk up ahead.
Played the fiddle.
Yeah,
And then
so
I'm like, I walk in. I'm very happy because I won now.
so you're able to enter this giant teapot, and on the inside, you actually see more like moving paintings of dragons, but instead of flying around and breathing bubbles, they're all asleep around the edges. And you see like little like bubbles kind of forming in their nostril as they look like they're snoring. Their tails kind of twitch, and there's little stars that are twinkling in the paint around this sort of night sky scene. um and you can kind of see up where like the spout is. There's like a wet spot on the ground. It's like a circular spot, probably about 10 or 15 you were about to say something nasty.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay, yeah, it's about like 10 or 15 feet wide inside of this teapot. But the four of you are inside.
I guess I'll go stand in it.
Okay. As you fully step into this round spot, you kind of watch as the ground beneath you shimmers, and it gets that like iridescent oil slick kind of look to it. And you feel a slight pressure, nothing painful, as a bubble rises out of the ground and begins to form around you. And it goes up and up and up. And finally, once it passes the top of your head, you kind of hear it pop closed, and it's around you. And you didn't notice it before, but there's a slight breeze coming out, like the airflow is coming out of the teapot, and you begin to float up. And like the spout of this teapot is enough for you standing to easily like pass through.
Oh, wow.
But the rest of you watch as Clover, in this little bubble, and she's kind of just spinning in every direction, waves to you and gets sucked up into the spout of this teapot.
I'm gonna do like a little backhand spring into the little spot.
Yeah,
Come
you do that, and another bubble kind of pops up around you. This one is you see a lot of little bubbles that form in this wet spot, but then they slowly, as they fill with more air, like pop together into one, like fewer bubbles, getting bigger and bigger until the last two pop together, and you are also in a bubble that begins to get sucked up by the air current through the spout.
I look at Dawn. The little hat basically turns from looking at the spout.
You can go first.
You can go second. And then I walk towards the little circle and I sit crisscross applesauce in it.
Yeah, so this bubble kind of like actually starts to form in a ring shape, and you watch as this like bubble wall forms around you and then meets in the top, and then the inner bubble that you're in of air kind of like pops, and then you're in the full bubble, and you just kind of sitting, you're like spinning, like
Sitting perfectly
so,
still.
yeah, you're sitting and you're still parallel to the ground, but you're just like spinning like as you get sucked up. Yeah.
Don just kind of like looks
I'm
at
like
the
a rotisserie chicken.
Don looks at the spot on the floor and he's like, all right, revelry, straightens his tie. Fun. We're here to have fun. This is
Yeah, so you
stupid.
kind of, like-
And he steps in the bubble.
As you go to step in, the bubble immediately actually starts forming underneath your foot, And so at first you feel resistance underneath your foot, and you're like, oh no, oh my god, I moved too fast or too slow. But as the bubble rapidly forms, you actually kind of lose your balance a little bit and then tumble into the bubble. So you're spinning like really fast in every direction as it gets like sucked up into the spout. So the four of you, the bubble kind of like catches in the mouth of the spout of this teapot, and then kind of just distends around it and pops out. And you, with that momentum, shoot up and can get a bird's eye view of the entire carnival ground. You can see before you there are dozens and dozens of colorful mismatched tents of a variety of shapes and sizes all around this fairground. You see a huge lake off to sort of like the northern edge of the fairground, and another one actually kind of on the northwestern side, where you can actually see these massive dragonflies flying around, and some of them like kind of buzz in between your bubbles and kind of shoot you off course a little bit. Clover, you look down on the shape of the fairground, and you kind of feel like a little bit of excitement, because you notice that the fairgrounds themselves, like the main thoroughfare, is shaped like a figure eight.
This is gonna be the best day ever! This is such a good omen!
Yeah, so basically the view of this larger map on Roll20 is what you all see, minus obviously like the names.
No, there's giant floating ribbons with the names on them.
So, when you're in these bubbles, you're floating high above the fairgrounds. Is anyone doing anything in particular?
As I like to think that I'm still very just slowly, calmly rotating, and Ego is going,
I'm absolutely gonna go bumping into first Clover. I'm just gonna bump into her, like for fun, and be like, "Oh, watch out, fair girl! Oh, watch out!"
So,
oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, finish.
I was gonna like use the momentum and push myself to go bump Dawn.
So, Dove, Danica, you can finish what you're saying, because this might impact what I have to say.
No worries. I was gonna go bump Dawn, but
let's do tag team. Let's do it.
You're gonna bump
Okay.
me? Okay.
So, basically, Dove, you bump into Clover, and then the two of you both like get this look in your eyes, and you both like kind of turn in your bubbles towards Dawn, who is still just like spinning
out of control.
He's like upside down, he's left, he's right, his bubble is moving very peacefully, but inside he's just like spinning everywhere. So now what we are going to do,
initiative.
Yes, actually.
Yes.
Anybody who
What?
wants to play bumper bubbles,
Yes.
roll initiative.
Oh yes! Yes!
Oh boy.
Wait, which color should I use? Which dice?
Oh my god, it's a fight.
You fight yourselves.
This roll
So-
makes 100% sense.
Yeah, let me...
I rolled low.
Give me 1 second.
I kind of hope I go last.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I rolled real low too, so
I rolled really good.
Okay, who rolled the highest?
I rolled a 19 total.
definitely Clover.
That's the highest.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next.
3.
Oh, God.
Oh,
7.
Okay.
1.
Okay. So this doesn't quite work like combat. This actually has its own like special mechanic. So basically, what we do at the top of each round, everyone at the same time is going to reveal their target, so that there's like, we're kind of simulating that chaos. And then you can like either you can actually let's just have everybody say it all at once. Once you say it, once you say it, you can't change it.
Done.
That's
And
fine.
then
Done.
once the targets are revealed, oh, actually,
Not yet.
so, oh, we actually, this is in rounds, but it doesn't actually need to have initiative. My B guys. So
Alright.
We gotta
everyone
roll
needs 5d6s.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I have 5 of them.
I have 3, and I can roll them twice.
Yeah, so what you're gonna do, we're gonna call out your targets, you're gonna roll 5d6, and after that initial roll, you have one chance to re-roll any number of your dice in an attempt to make a match. So you basically have to make a 3-of-a-kind match
Ooh.
to hit your target.
Oh, okay, so I really
So,
should get another 2.
yeah,
Then.
you should probably have 5d6.
I'm ready.
I don't have
So,
any extra dice in my mimic.
can you roll 2d6 on D&D Beyond?
Oh, I can roll 2 of them.
So, on the count of 3, everybody is gonna say who they're gonna go bump, which I think we kind of already know 2 of the answers. But 3, 2, 1, go.
Done.
I'm
Done.
out of control.
Okay, so Ego is going to bump Dove. Dove is going to bump Dawn. Clover is also going to bump Dawn.
I'm out of
And
It's like I don't know what I'm doing.
so that's you. Basically, you can assume that like your momentum slows down enough that like you can try to like like you can pick someone to bump. You will the spinning will slow down.
And
I'm
when you
going to
re-roll,
say
you re-roll 1 die.
You can re-roll like any number of them.
Oh,
I'm going to say slowing down to immediately seeing 2 lovely women beelining straight for him to bump him. He's probably going to try to bump. I'll say Dev back because she's been bullying him literally
Okay, so
since he
we've
got
got
here.
Ego and Dawn are bumping Dove. Dove and Clover are bumping Dawn. And nobody's bumping Ego. So everybody roll 5d6, and then you can pick any number of them to re-roll, but you want to try to get 3 of a kind of any number. But you can only do the re-roll. You have to basically pick however many you're going to re-roll and re-roll them all at once. Yeah.
Okay, and just one
Okay.
time.
Just one time.
I reroll 2 of them because
Re-roll 3
I re-rolled
Hey.
1 of them.
damn it.
I re-rolled 3 and got the same 3 numbers again. So
I got the same number.
Also damn it.
I do not hit.
I got 3 5s.
Okay. So, basically, what happens is Dove, Dawn, and Ego, you're all kind of getting ready to try to go, like, bump your targets, but you're finding, like, the inside of this bubble's really slick, and you're having a really hard time, like, kind of controlling it. But Clover, you really, like, dig your feet into the bubble and begin to, like, push, and it's sort of like being in, like, water, that you know that there's some, like, you have to, like, guide it over time, and it'll get there, and you are able to bump into Dawn. Dawn, your bubble takes 1 point of damage.
Okay.
So, basically, the other thing that you guys can do, now that we've gone through 1 round, is once per, like, game of this, you all can force a competitor to, re-roll 1 of their dice. So each of you can do that 1 time. Make them re-roll 1 dice.
Do we have to say that before we know the result?
No, you can say it after. Chaos.
Cool.
So, on the count of 3, everybody's gonna announce their next target. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ego.
Clover.
Yeah, I was about to say Clover too.
Okay, everybody roll 5d6.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right, let's reroll
Gonna reroll.
I'll reroll 2.
3 of those. Right?
Always one short.
Okay.
4 of them. Nope.
I think Clover's
Also, if you get 5 of a kind, let me know.
It's weird doing like part of it digital. Okay. I got 3 3s.
I got
Okay.
4 threes.
Okay. And Danica and Graf, none?
Mm-mm.
Is
Nope.
anyone forcing rerolls?
Nah, not yet.
I'm gonna force
Okay.
Ego to reroll.
Oh!
Okay, wait.
Out of
I
spite.
picked up all my dice.
So
Do
you
What
had
do I-
3 5s. Do you
3
remember what the other...
threes.
You had 3 3s. Do you remember what the other 2 were?
A 5 and a 4.
Okay, so, Graf, which of those... Do you want him to reroll a 3, a 5, or a 4?
The 3.
Okay, reroll one of your 3s.
You're going down with me.
Now it's a 4. So now
Okay.
it's 2 4 and 2 3s.
So again, Dove and Dawn and Ego, you're really trying, and like you can see that Clover is just somehow extremely skilled at bubble control and is just like moving so fast. It's like watching a little doggy paddle like in the air. But you can't quite get enough like force to bump into her. But Dove, nope. Clover, you are able to use the momentum from like bouncing off of Dawn to then like kind of whip around and bounce into Ego super hard. And Ego, you go tumbling. Your bubble takes 1 point of damage.
She's
I'm-
cheating. She has wings. It has to be playing some part into this.
We all have wings.
If only
I'm-
knew. I think
I'm just like,
I'm gonna say mechanically, she's like super like she sees the figure 8 and she's like hype.
Danica, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, I'm just like laughing completely. I'm just gonna like let my body like slowly rotate because I'm just like laughing at everyone going tumbling. I imagine that like the first round, me, Ego, and Dawn were like, yeah, gonna get each other, and we all like go after each other, but then like just miss, and then
Like,
Clover
Clover!
slams. Like the total underdog, and now we're at the mercy of Clover. And I just like it.
Alright. Next round on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, go.
Dove.
Done.
Oh, Clover.
Oh, I didn't say Ego. I'm gonna do Ego.
Okay, so Dove is going for Ego, Dawn is going for Clover.
Yep.
Ego's going for Dawn, and Clover is going for
Dove.
It's a square.
Yeah, we're
It's a
like
perfect
it's-
square.
It's a square.
Okay. Yeah, so everyone roll 5d6.
Oh, I did it! Finally. 4 4s.
This is a.
I'm just rolling them all.
Which one?
Oh shit, I'm missing one. Where did it go? Oh, clear it. Okay. Gonna re-roll 3 of them.
Or 3. I'm gonna risk it.
Okay, finally. Gosh. 3 6s.
3 5s.
3 4s.
Okay.
I'm gonna make. Wait, was someone aiming for Dove?
Yeah, Clover was aiming for Dove.
I'm gonna make Dove reroll.
Okay, rule one of your 3 of a kinds.
Yeah.
You said Dove.
Or I'm gonna make
It's gonna.
You said
it's
your
like
own name.
It's the noun names, guys.
it's the noun names.
Yeah.
When
no,
I was naming the
so I have
the
2
files for the
6s
art,
and 2 4s.
I was
so
like-
nope. She
So
misses.
you. Okay. So there's like a chain reaction. Dove, you like. There's like kind of like this little feral side of you that is like, oh hell nah. So basically, something really interesting is actually about to happen. You bump into Dawn, while Dawn is bumping in to Ego, and Ego is bumping in, right?
I'm bumping into Dawn.
And I'm
So-
bumping into Ego.
Okay, so
it's
you bump it.
Bam
Oh,
Bam.
okay. So it's Dove bumps into Ego, and then Ego bumps into Dawn, and then Dawn was going for Clover.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this is so.
That's perfect.
So there's like this perfect line of 3 bubbles that like bounce, like those little office it's like, and then but Clover is like slightly off center. So while she's trying to push one way, like she gets sent in the other way and can't. She's not able to hit Dove. But Dove, your bubble takes 1 point of damage. The force of your push into Ego and then Ego's push into Dawn, each of you also take 1 point of damage on your bubble, which means each of you have taken 2 points of damage on your bubble, which means your bubble pops.
Oh no!
Oh, so we all just took each other out and Clover wins.
No, Clover. No, so Dove only has
Dove
one
only has 1.
of damage, but
Fudge.
the 2 of you.
I didn't know what my HP on my bubble was. I would have made you reroll.
It's 2 points of damage, is what you have. But you are surrounded by this, like, rainbow sparkle, and at first you're, like, waiting for that dropping feeling, but you find yourself, like, kind of slowly floating down like a
Aw.
leaf on the wind,
Cute.
and, like, descending back towards the bubble pop teapot, where you
Don has like his arms crossed as he's just like floating down.
I'm Ego is like, yeah, well, arms crossed in a different way, like I'm in a casket, and I'm just
Yeah.
like this, and I'm like going like this, and I'm like, oh no.
Did you say
I'm
that
dead.
Clover's still up?
Yeah, the two ladies are still up.
You
I
both
look
have.
I look at Clover and I go, I like play a little music and it goes. I'm gonna like, my hands are gonna twitch and be like, you and me, girl. Let's go.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you're going for each other. There's no one else to go
No
for.
one else to go for unless we
Yeah.
find a
So
random
roll
stranger.
5d6.
They shoot
Oh,
their bubble
God.
with a gun. No, I don't have a gun.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna re-roll the other 3.
2.
Oh, okay. Okay. I have 3 2s.
I have 3 4s.
Okay. So, anyone doing anything else?
No, I
I
don't.
used my reroll.
I don't think she. No. Clover's not like that. She won't make you use a reroll. She just won't.
Aww.
But you
That's
both
so
rolled
sweet.
3 of a kind, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And now, Clover, your bubble hasn't taken any damage, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think it did.
I don't think it did.
This is kind of loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it did.
Unless Dawn hit me. If Dawn hit me, then I took a
Dawn
damage. Did Dawn hit me once?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then yes.
Okay. So then each of your bubbles has 1 point of damage. So, Clover, you kind of are like excitedly like paddling over towards Dove, and Dove, you're like about to like Naruto run into Clover, and
I'm
both of
like
your
maniacally like.
you're both like going at each other pretty fast, and your bubbles collide, and both of you, like where your hands are kind of like pushing the bubbles, you actually like kind of touch palms
Nice.
from the force of your bubbles, and then you feel them both pop around both of you, and you are like for a brief moment floating in midair, and then you slowly begin to descend down back towards the bubble pop teapot.
That was so fun.
Dove is blushing slightly blushing. It's like, oh, good job.
Good job. Good game.
So as you two float down, and you meet back up with Treaclewise, Treaclewise kind of like claps, and one of the other goblins that's sitting there drinking tea like throws back his tea and runs over to like a little crate, and you can see there's like a little piece of paper that has shoddily written on it in like crayon, says prizes, and he kind of rummages around and grabs 2 things, and this goblin says, since it was a draw, it's just consolation prizes, but here you go. And he hands each of you a little magic wand with a
Ooh.
little star on the end.
I wave it about.
Are you using it?
Yes.
Are you targeting someone with it?
You know who I'm targeting. It's John.
So this wand gives you a free single casting of Prestidigitation. So what would you
Oh.
like to do?
I'm going to soil his clothes, but with glitter. His whole suit. I know I put on the wings. I'm just gonna do the whole suit. I'm soiling it with glitter, if that's okay.
Yeah, as Graph, as long as you don't have any stark complaints against this, you're muted.
I don't.
Yep, so you kind of wave this little wand, and this like little star on the end of the wand, like as you flick it at him, there's just like a spray of glitter shoots out and just coats like Dawn's whole outfit, and like if you go to try to wipe it off, Dawn, like it just gets on your hands and like more on your outfit, and you're just like covered in like a very fine sparkly glitter. And Dove, the wand in your hand pops like a little bubble, and it's gone.
You have been cursed with the most insidious curse that could possibly befall you, and it is fine glitter. You're welcome. And we're like, trot away.
Maybe I should have asked someone else to be my guy. And he kind of just like looks down at the glitter all over his suit.
I'll walk over to you and I'll say, "Do you want me to curse her?"
No. You can do that?
I can do many things.
He like straightens up and looks straight ahead.
So yeah, as you look straight ahead, you actually notice from down the thoroughfare there seems to be some kind of a commotion, and there's like actually this bright emerald green cloud that is kind of slowly serpentining above the thoroughfare in your direction. And that's where we're gonna take a quick little break for the night.
Alrighty.
So everybody stick around. We will be back in like 5 to 7 minutes after a quick like bio break, snack break, etc., etc.
BRB fam.
See you soon.
We're back.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Episode 1. When we went on our little break, if you weren't here for some reason, the party had just finished doing bubble bumper cars, basically, in the sky, fell down out of the sky safely, and noticed after a bit of banter that there's like an emerald green cloud kind of snaking its way down the thoroughfare. Before we get back into it, I need somebody to roll me a d8.
Me.
Do it.
5.
Well, that just seals it then. Okay. And then I need somebody else to roll me a d8 or a d20. You can choose.
I do it. I'll roll a d20.
Go for it.
6.
Okay, give me 1 second to. Okay. Ooh. Boop. And then we do this, and then we make it that. Okay. So. Yeah, so you're all kind of standing outside of the Bubble Pop Teapot, and you, Dawn, notice this cloud, and following actually underneath it, you see a 12-foot tall walking tree, garlanded in golden ribbons, marching down the thoroughfare. And these emerald clouds swirl above the tree and rain down golden spinning sycamore seeds. Fairgoers all around run and jump and try to catch these seeds before they hit the ground. As the seeds gently fall, you see a chatty red squirrel that is scampering along the boughs of this tree, and will like climb all the way down one of the branches and hand a dandelion to a passerby. Dove, you know this is Northwind, a treant sapling who is basically like the gardener for the carnival. He's like the landscaper.
Cute.
And it kind of makes its way over to where the four of you are, and is kind of like, as it walks, it has this like sway to its step, like its whole body like moves, and the branches and leaves all kind of sway with it. And he has this like Northwind uses it pronouns. It kind of has this like big smile like in the wood, and these two like long branches kind of come up and like extend as little hands and go to like kind of like give you a little hug, Dove. And Northwind will say, "Dove, my dude, it is so good to see you. Are you enjoying your night off at the carnival?"
Northwind, you know it. I freaking love seeing your dang face here. These are some interesting folks I've met. This is Dawn, Ego, and Clover.
Wow, right on! My dudes, it is so nice to meet all of you. My name is Northwind. Welcome to the Witchlight Carnival.
It's
I'm
so
feeling
nice to
very
meet
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Do I know what the sycamore
Very
seeds do?
You've never caught one before, but Northwind like is kind of like has stopped, so this cloud like is hovering over you, and all of you, like, these little seeds are spinning out of the sky like around you. And as you're standing there, Northwind is kind of just like, "Yeah, all right, like, it's a great day." And from like down in the boughs that kind of make up like its hair, the little red squirrel like runs down Northwind's arm, like down to their hand, and is kind of like looking you all in the face. "You welcome carnival? Yes.
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 You don't touch acorns." And it kind of like points up to the tree. "Don't touch.
Okay.
Mine.
Okay.
You.
Oh my god, it makes me want to like.
All of them?
No. Yes. Mine. Don't touch. Don't even look." Here, instead, and it kind of like reaches like in its little squirrel pocket because he's got pants now. Um, and he'll take out you know those little dandelion seeds that are like the little white puff balls.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
He takes those out. He has 4 of them. And he'll hand them out. You take these instead.
Oh,
Don't look at acorns.
okay.
Is this okay?
You make a wish, and then you blow.
Oh.
Yes. Whimsy, fun, carnival.
I like
Thank
whimsy.
you.
Thank you. That's such a kind gift.
I immediately blow mine out.
Oh.
I blow mine too.
Okay, so what I basically, what are you? Because typically, like, you make a wish, and
Yep.
so what I need you to do, you don't have to say it out loud, but if you don't want to say it out, regardless of whether or not you say it out loud, I need you all to type to me if you are blowing it out into your character channels what your wish is. And you can, again, yeah, you can say them out loud, but I do need them sent to me as well.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Thank you. Is Clover blowing out hers? And is Dawn?
Don is gonna save his and put it in his suitcase.
Oh.
Okay.
I looked down at the squirrel because I realized I just took that and made a wish on it. Was that for free?
Yes. Welcome gift. For you. Those 2. And he kind of points up at the seeds. And Northwind, you want to try to catch one?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to try and catch one.
Anyone who's trying to catch one, roll a dex check.
Dex check.
Oh, I want to try. Come on.
That's a 14.
Okay.
How high is it up until getting to one of the acorns up on the tree? Like lowest branch with acorns on it.
Well, Northwind is a large creature, and the branches with all the acorns are basically like its hair. So,
10
what would be
feet?
like, yeah,
12
like
feet?
probably like 12 feet up.
I can do that.
Oh,
Don
yeah.
is
You can
Don is
jump.
going to do a long jump, and I'm going to use mirthful leaps because I can add a D8 to any long or high jump. So he's going to do a running high jump and try to grab one right off of one of the branches if he can get to it.
Okay, so yeah, you can roll and tell me what your what height would you get on that?
Yeah, let me see, because I gotta see how high he can jump normally.
I think jumping is one of those weird mechanics.
It's like your strength
Okay, so
score
it's
plus
3
whatever.
plus strength modifier, so he can jump 10 feet.
Okay,
Just
and then
normally.
you roll.
Yeah, and then I roll to add a D8 to it. That's a D10, not a D8.
He's got the hops.
I rolled a 7. So he jumped 17 feet.
Okay, so you, after a little jog, like run up and jump and are able to successfully latch on to one of like the acorns in Northwind's boughs. Let me get one thing up real quick. Okay, so you do that, and Northwind kind of is like unfazed and is like, did anyone just like feel a breeze? But you then simultaneously hear, like, you know when squirrels like make their chittering sound? It's like,
Yeah.
you hear like a very loud cacophony of that, and see as this red squirrel like barrels down Northwind's trunk onto the ground and towards you. What's your armor class?
Oh my god, it's like fucking it's like 10.
That's a 19 to hit.
Oh.
So he basically runs up to you and like goes up to your ankle and bites your ankle, and you take 1 point of piercing damage.
Oh.
As he's just like making that chittering and screeching noise, and is like, "Give it back! Give the acorn back! Mine, not yours! Give it back!" And he starts trying to like climb up you.
She's like kicking his leg at it. And he's like, "You have plenty."
No, it's mine. So God, he's tiny. Okay, so he's gonna. Let me have him roll an
I look
acrobatics
at
check.
Dove and I say, "You cursed him too hard."
I'm gonna be like, if I could, I'd love to do something, but I'll wait. What were you gonna say, DM?
So I was rolling an acrobatics check. But unfortunately, the squirrel, Red, rolled really bad. So he tries to skitter up like Don's pants, but Don kind of kicks his leg out a little, and the squirrel like goes flying a bit and like bounces on the ground, and then like is on all fours, and his ears are up, and he's looking like a rabid dog, and has his tail is like up and fluffed, and he's like chittering at you angrily.
I'm gonna be like, respect the squirrel, and I want to try to druid craft a little like knot, like of grass on the ground to trip. I want to try to trip Dawn.
Okay, so what is your Dawn? Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20.
Okay, you see as this knot forms, and you just like step on it and crush the grass underneath your foot, and you're like, nope.
He kind of looks up. He looks around. Based on what's been going on this evening, his gaze immediately falls on Dove, and he's like, "Why?"
I look just as rapid as the squirrel. I'm like, respect the squirrel.
You're not saying anything about the other people catching nuts.
So there's acorns in the tree, and sycamore seeds are falling from the ground.
We're getting something
So they're
else.
different things.
I still want it. It's mine.
So yeah, Northwind is gonna kind of like be like, whoa, my dudes, there's totally no need for this kind of rancid energy at the Witchlight Carnival.
That's what I'm
Everybody just
saying.
listen, everybody, you, Red, he points to like all of you. Everybody just take a deep breath in and let it out. And just picture all of that angry energy leaving your body.
It's really good advice.
Far out.
Nice.
That was good.
That was really
Listen,
good.
Red. It's alright if somebody takes one of my acorns. I've got a lot to give.
Yeah, he's a tree. He has hundreds, thousands even.
You know what? You're totally right. And once I grow to be super big like my ancestors, I'm gonna have even more. And I'll spread the love all over the world. So it's totally fine. Everything is right as rain, Red. And it will kind of like bend down and hold its like woody hand out, and Red the squirrel, like its beady eyes are like kind of going between Northwind and Dawn. And it like kind of then the squirrel like turns its head away from you, Dawn, and like prances back up the young treant sapling, and kind of like climbs up.
Cute. I'm gonna wait. Did me and Clover, were we able to get us one of the seeds?
Yeah, if you rolled above a 10.
Oh, I rolled a 10.
Yeah, if you roll a 10 or above, you get a seed.
Okay.
And
I
you
got to see them.
Then you can blow it and make a wish.
Okay.
So.
And then, I'm gonna look over to Ego and say, well, where did you want to go?
Oh wait, hold on. Oh.
Ego is like picking at a tooth. I see that there's gnome poetry.
That is very good.
It's a contest.
Is it? Is it good?
It's not my speed, but like this some people's speed. You might like it. It's a little more low key for people like yourself.
The speed is iambic pentameter.
Exactly.
So for everybody who caught a sycamore seed, I need you to roll a d8. So those are separate from like the little wishes.
Okay.
Okay. 7.
So Ego, the seed in your hand, as you kind of open up your palm and look at it, it turns into a gold piece.
5.
2.
So, Clover, you open up your palm and the seed also turns into a gold piece. For for Dove, this one's kind of interesting. You gain a new personality trait.
Oh.
You gain the personality trait, I am easily amused.
Oh, that's
That's
So
in line.
it's kind of in line with who you already are. So you, if you have any personality traits or character traits that conflict that, they are suppressed. But until the next dawn, you are easily amused. Everything that you see around you just puts a smile on your face. You feel laughter bubbling up very easily.
I love it. She's gonna be giggling randomly at nothing. I'm gonna look at Dawn's face and go,
What's so funny?
you. I'm gonna pat him on the like haunch because I'm really short. Yeah, just so good. You're just so funny. Just gnome poetry.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
yes. As
So,
per our agreement.
you all can make your way. So, gnome poetry is one of the small stalls. So, let me pick you up and put you where it is. It's over here. Boop. Boop.
Yay.
Boop. Okay, so you all are over there. Oh. Sorry, I have so many tabs open, guys.
No worries.
So, you approach like the small cluster of stalls that kind of like opens up, and the ground beneath your feet, like this soft plush grass, kind of declines, and you can see that there are a few rows of benches that are kind of they're in like a semicircular shape, and down at the bottom of this little area is a flat sort of, it's like a stage that's also like in a half circle so that the whole space becomes circular, and you can see various fairgoers with their butterfly wings and various colorful outfits are sitting in the stands listening to the gnome poetry, and you hear the sounds of laughter all around you and occasional booing. You can see that there is a table to the right side of this little stage where 3 different gnomes are sitting. You see one male gnome who has a spiky black like salt and pepper mohawk, very spiky goatee and mustache, and like little round spectacles. A female gnome who has appears to have albinism and is starkly pale. Her hair is a shock of white, but she has actually dyed her forelock pink, and it's gelled up to sort of look like a little flame. And she's looking like very severely at the stage, and the final gnome has dark skin and big, rich brown doe eyes, and she actually has her hair is textured and kind of coiled, and she has it grouped into 2 big buns that then have paper cups around them and are covered in glitter and like dye, so they look like little cupcakes. And then on the actual stage proper, you can see there is a 4th gnome. He has glossy ginger hair swept into a perfect pompadour, and the most majestic, impeccably groomed mutton chop sideburns you've ever seen. He is bedecked in a perfectly fitting emerald green suit jacket and yellow pinstripe trousers, as well as pink butterfly wings. And he finishes reciting a line of poetry, and the woman, this human woman, who appears to be in her like late teens with a little straw hat and like a long skirt on, breaks out in laughter and is like doubled over laughing so hard, and you can hear she says, I give up, you win. You're too funny. And yeah, so they both look over to the judges, who kind of like confer between themselves, and you can hear the girl who has like a little cupcake space bun says, well, I think that's best of 5 goes once again to Bronson Dazzlereach. Congratulations, Bronson! And the ginger-haired gnome bows before everyone and says, thank you, yes. And as this woman steps down from the stage, she kind of holds his hands out and looks at the whole audience around him and says, sound the chime, it's time to rhyme. You bring the poem, we'll bring the gnome.
Ego goes,
I love puns.
So who would like to participate?
Not me.
So it's basically a rhyming, like, rhyme-off?
Yeah, so it's a best of 5 poetry contest.
Me. I write so much poetry. I already
Ooh,
wrote.
stars.
Clover definitely does not want to be involved in this, but she'll definitely watch.
Yeah, you can go and sit in the stands.
I'll go
They're
sit-
very simple wooden benches, but you can
I'll
cop a
get-
seat near the front.
Yeah, closest to the front.
I think Dove's not too smart, so I don't think she'd feel like she could do a great job at this one. I think she's gonna sit down next to Fairy Girl and watch Ego.
Okay. Dawn, what are you doing?
God would go, but I'm gonna tell you right away, he has like the most boring rhymes in his head.
I wish Maddie was
You're
here.
gonna compete?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, sorry.
Do it.
You're going to compete?
Might as well.
I must apologize if my amazing poetry sends you to a darker place than the grave, for I will defeat you.
So who's going first?
Me.
This is 1v1, baby.
Me.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you can approach the stage. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm trying to. Where is? Here. I'm gonna ooh, put that in there. I've been meaning to do this. Yeah, so you can approach the stage and climb on up there, and this gnome gentleman will shake hands with you, and he gives you like a nice little bow. And he says, you may call me Dazzlereach, Bronson Dazzlereach, the most gifted poet in all the Witchlight Carnival. And who might you be?
Well, hello, my good fellow. My name is Ego.
Ego. Lovely to meet you. I hope your ego isn't too big, for it might get crushed under my wonderful rhymes. Are you ready?
Indeed.
Now tell me, couplets or limericks?
Remind me how a limerick works again.
A limerick is like there once was a man from Nantucket, so it's like A A B B A.
Okay.
And couplets are just 2 lines that rhyme.
I think that Ego will do something simple. Just couplets.
Okay. So, for this first round, Bronson will let you go first. Or do you want me to go first? It doesn't matter. We can do whatever. If you need a second to think, I can go first.
No, I think I can do it.
Okay.
Hello, my fellow you poetry gnome. I would like to show you, and I take my book and I put it on my lap, my poetry tome.
Ooh,
And then I
okay.
start to flip my pages open.
Nice. He will respond and say, let's see. He'll kind of turn to the audience. I saw a little hermit crab. His coloring was oh so drab. So both of us now roll performance checks. You get to add a d6. Oh, Bronson, dude. Buddy.
$20. With the D6.
Yeah, so Bronson rolled a nat 1. So after you read your first line of your poem, which they also, it doesn't have to, it can just be whatever. Everyone's like, yeah, that's awesome. And like people are like clapping, and Bronson finishes his line and it's just like silence and like crickets. And the judges, the three gnomes that are sitting over at the table, kind of all look at each other and say, the young one with the little buns will say, round 1 goes to our challenger, Ego. Round 2, begin. Do you want to do couplets or limericks? You can choose each time.
I'll do another couplet, and I'm gonna build off of his rhyme. So
Okay.
Ego will say, I am saddened that you dislike the crab's clothes of gray, for I think that monochrome would brighten my day.
I love that. That's cute. Yeah, so he will, give me a second.
I've actually just written a bunch of poetry as Ego, so it's actually quite fun. He does just do this.
When it was silent for Bronson because Dom is laughing at
You
every-
find everything.
so it was dead quiet.
Just like giggling and silence.
She's like
Everyone probably looks at her like, what?
Wasn't that good?
I'm like laughing really hard next to Clover.
Yeah, so Bronson will kind of like look at you like haughtily that you would do that, and clears his throat and says, Dearest Ego, my friend, you talk of drab, but with a face like that, victory's mine to grab. So
wow.
roll a performance check.
Wow.
Bro, why?
Is the D6 every time or just?
So it's just for like the first time.
Okay. Well, a 7.
He rolled an 8 on the die. So the group will kind of
switch to insults.
The group kind of confers again, and everyone here is like, "Ooh, shit!" The female gnome with albinism, kind of like leans on her chin, her hand on her chin, kind of looks at you, Ego, and is like, "Sorry, bud, but that one's not yours. Bronson takes the next win. Round 3."
Dove prestidigitates someone in the back of a voice in the back of the crowd going, boo! To their decision.
Ego Ego like licks their finger and like flips a page in their book. couplets. So you turn to insults, Bronson. I see where this goes. Well, I can't tell a potato from your nose.
Oh! 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 Wow!
God damn! Drag him.
Give me 1 second. I'm doing this in real time. I have like a pre-generated list of couplets for just generic fun. But for a roast match, I want to give this a special.
Yeah,
version.
yeah. You made it personal.
Okay. Bronson puts his hands on his hips and kind of like shouts towards you. My poor purple friend, I'm sorry your mind is so weak. But after my rhymes are done, you'll crawl away frail and meek. And everybody rolls a performance check. Bro. My dice rolls lately. Not good.
Mine too,
Hun-
unfortunately.
Did you
I
roll
rolled...
better than a nat 1?
No. Or yes. I rolled a 5.
So
Which is sad.
Dove is there like clapping and laughing and is like, yeah, like she's super entertained, and everyone else is kind of like giving you both like a little half-hearted clap. And the judges will look at themselves, again, confer, and the male gnome will point to you, Ego, and say, your second victory. Good job. Let's start the next round. So yeah.
I'm going to switch it on him.
Can
and I'm
I
going
yell
to...
out, kill him with
Oh, yeah.
You say that. Dove.
I shush Clover and go, no! Flatter with your dirtiest shit in that book! Do it! I'm like, laughing.
You still want to do couplets, or do you want to switch to limericks?
I'm going to switch to limericks.
Oh. Okay, do you want to go first, or will Bronson go first?
I will go first.
Okay.
So Ego goes, a limerick then. Bronson, your jokes and your japes I will never smile, and with my own insults I'll add to the pile. For your rhymes are ugly, I'm sitting here quite snugly because I have just won this trial.
Ooh, nice. You can add a d6 to your performance roll when we do it. Bronson like scoffs as you say that, and he like flips his hand at you and says, there once was a drow from Amphale, whose poems fell flat, stale, and frail, but I sent them running, for against my gnome cunning, it's pathetic to try and prevail.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
That's making me
Oh shit.
I'm not a drow.
I know,
just
but you look.
No,
look
yeah, I
like
know. I
one.
look like one.
Not the average person doesn't know what you actually are.
I know.
So roll a performance check. You can add a d6. I'm gonna roll my Game Master's inspiration. One of them.
Ooh.
Yeah, that d6. Come on.
What'd you
14.
get? It's a tie. He also got a 14.
Oh!
Holy cow.
So everybody is like, oh shit, oh my god, like just listening to like the disses grow, and the judges are like all kind of like looking like flustered but like into it, and they're like, can you just go one more round and that'll be the deciding one? That was like so good we couldn't decide. This is the last one. Whoever wins this one wins the whole competition.
Okay.
Can I inspire Ego? Can I do a little bit of my 1 level in bard? Can I
Oh my gosh!
higher?
Yeah.
I'm
What do you
gonna
do?
I'm gonna pull out my flute and say, gosh, I'm gonna probably rhyme terribly. I'll pull out my flute and like play a little tune, and I'll like stand on my chair and like do a little bow to Ego, and I'll be like, Ego, my friend, while I may not be the smartest tool in the shed, I find that your rhymes are truly divine, and I can't wait to listen to the end. And I will do a little bow and give you bardic inspiration.
Nice. What is it a D6?
Yeah, so 1d6.
Cool. So you get a D6 inspo for this final round of gnome poetry. Would you like
Okay.
to go first, or would you like Bronson to start?
I will. Do I still get to pick whether if he gets to start? Does he get to pick couplet or limerick?
You can pick. I want it to be
Limerick,
fun, so.
limerick, but I'll give him the floor for the first one.
Oh, kitty cat, come on, don't be. Sorry, there's a cat yelling at me. Okay. So he will say, would you prefer, so this is just me stepping out of character really quickly, would you prefer for Ego to be referred to as a lad, a lass, or something else?
Aw.
If you don't like either of those, I have a gender neutral term in my mind that I could give. But if you like one of those, that's fine.
Do a lass.
Okay. Bronson will say, there once was a foolish lass from nowhere who traipsed around quite unaware that they lived in a game. But do not feel shame, for reality shall never compare. That's my little meta one.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so people like they do their snaps.
Yeah.
Ego's like flipping through their book, decides to close it, and says, the fabric of your rhymes, they have a good stitch. I must admit they gave me a twitch, but you should be inclined, if you have half a mind, to never insult a witch.
Oh shit, that was a really good one. Okay.
And I pull my hat a little bit and I kind of like straighten it a bit.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, roll a performance check and add a d6 if you want to use it.
I do, and then can I also stack on that bardic inspiration from you as well?
That is the d6.
Oh, that is her bard. That is her D.
Yeah.
Right. Level 1, baby. I was like, it's a D8, right? I'll add your D6 though. Okay. 16.
Bronson rolled an 8. So like Bronson says his little limerick and people are like snapping, they're all for it, but they're like a little confused. Because that I literally wrote that one specifically so they to be a joke is like
Right.
handy. But
She was
you
possessed.
say he was possessed by the spirit of chaos. You say yours and like you do the witch thing and like pull your brim down and like look away and like people like straight up like get up. It's like that Yo Mama show where like people would be like jumping around and going crazy when someone says a really good insult and people are like, oh,
They gotta run
shit.
to the next room.
Yeah. And the judges, all three of them, are like looking at each other like, oh my god. And again, the young one will speak up. Well, it's pretty clear that the challenger Ego is the winner here. Congratulations. Those were some sick rhymes and sick burns. Sheesh.
I give a little curtsy.
If you wouldn't mind coming over here with me, we'll get you a prize from the table. Or, yeah, over here. So she'll bring you over.
Back on.
Roll for me.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love rhyming competitions so much. I hope Don has good.
That's about to like fucking back out. He's like,
Um,
oh shit.
Roll. It doesn't have to.
Silent.
So roll a d8.
A 4.
Okay, so as you approach the judge's table, they pull out from underneath this kind of a green wine bottle, and it says Witchlight wine on the label, and the label looks like a monarch butterfly wing. And she'll hand it to you. Enjoy. It's special.
Thank you.
I think that last, yeah, I think that last, that after that last line, that was the only time that Dove did not laugh. And I think she did like a little,
Yeah.
just
That one was distinctly not amusing to you.
distinctly thing. Yeah,
There we go. We got it out there.
yeah. I think in fact it might have made Dove go like. Clover probably noticed that like Dove gets like really stiff.
Thank you for the raid.
Thank you for the raid.
Thanks for the ride.
Popping bottles.
Do you do that?
No. No,
Okay.
I meant for the raid. No, this is... I'm keeping this for now. I don't want... Not yet. But
Okay.
I'll go take a seat?
Yeah, you can. You can go sit with your carnival companions.
I destroyed Bronson.
Graf, is Don still interested in gnome poetry?
John is kind of like looking at everyone, and he's like, I wasn't expecting it to be so cutthroat.
He started it. I just finished it.
You did.
I wasn't going to make it personal. He started to talk about how I don't like that. You should...
The reward is alcohol, and I think I really need some.
You should...
Okay. Straight into...
the deepest rhymes of your soul.
I don't have one. And he goes up on stage.
I feel like Clover's looking between Dove, and then she's also like really scrutinizing Ego now upon hearing Witch.
Dove has purposely made sure that she's on the other side of Clover and not sitting.
So I'm in the middle, so I'm like,
Ego. I'm just like staring forward.
Okay, Don, you can take the stage, and Bronson is like over by the judges' table, is like chugging a glass of water, and like, rubs his face with a rag, and kind of bends over, and one of the judges like motions to him that someone else approaches the stage, and he turns and toddles on over and straightens out his suit jacket.
Are you good?
I'm fine. What do you mean? I'm Bronson Dazzlereach, the greatest poet in the Witchlight Carnival.
You're looking a little bit frazzled there.
Yes, well, it is the nature of an artist to struggle for their craft. This is all just the way of the poet.
Alright. Well, go easy on me.
So, do you want to do limericks or couplets?
Limericks.
Okay.
Come on, Don, spit straight bars.
I can start if you want, or you can start.
I'll start.
Okay.
He kind of like thinks for like, it takes him a while. And then he goes, This morning I had papers to file. I knew it would take quite a while. There's coffee in my pot, but it was way too damn hot. Then I added one sheet to the pile.
Oh my god, that's so cute. I love that.
that's so cute. Oh my god.
Bronson, like, there are people who, like, you know, they're clapping and stuff. Bronson looks at you and looks at the crowd and says, "Who wants to talk about work at a carnival? I'll spice things up. There once was a lass from Baldur's Gate, who went on many a date. She moved rather fast, and down to the last every willing lad she did fillate."
Oh my fucking god!
I laugh so hard. I'm like, ah!
Ego in their seat goes.
So you can roll a performance check, and you can add a d6 to this one.
Come on, Don. Come on.
Or well, okay, so hold on.
Don.
You have one if you rhyme, you can have 1d6 through like that to use on any of the checks. Like a single one for all 5 checks. Or whatever
Okay.
whenever someone reaches 3. Should have clarified that.
Okay. It's a performance check.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's right.
18.
You have good charisma. That's right. 'Cause
Yeah, so your poem you say like completely deadpan, and people are actually like really like laughing, and they're like getting super into it. And when Bronson says his poem, like people like are covering their kids' ears and they're like gasping, and some people are laughing at his body poem. But the judges are like the female dwarf with the white hair and like the pink forelock is like, "Come on, Bronson, it's a family event. You know you can't use those kinds of poems. This one goes to our challenger." So round 2, limericks or couplets.
Limericks.
Okay, do you want to go first or should I start?
He'll go first.
Go for it.
That's the only limerick I had. My poetry's really quite bad. I don't do this often. I can write in my coffin when I have plenty of time for the fad.
Ooh, okay.
That was good.
can we just do this for 4 hours every 2 weeks?
Right?
Sign me up. This shit's good.
And then maybe I like fist fight Bronson like backstage.
Let's see. I need
wanna-
to flip a coin to see if he's gonna go body again or if he's gonna go and tone it down. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. I didn't decide. So if it's black, he's going body, and if it's silver, he's going not body. It's silver. He's not gonna go body. Okay. So he will say, "Oh, this is a good one." There once was a clever drow from Luskin, who concealed his deceits with a sly grin. He hid spies in a fair with disguise as debonair, but against 3 of cups he could not win.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Damn, that should win
Or
by
no-
default. Damn.
They know about us in the circus. It's because of talent. She told everybody.
So, performance check.
Oh, I'm gonna use the D6 on
The
this one.
fairy gossip line got around.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
it probably was Bramble. Like he's like with the other fairies. He's got his little fairy coffee mug by the little fairy like water jug, and he's like, "Let me tell you about this guy."
There is a Pixie Kingdom. That is one of the attractions. He could be hanging out with them. What did you roll, Graph?
I rolled a 5 and then added another 5, and then I rolled a 6 on the D6, so 16.
Well, he rolled a natural 1, so you win that one. It seems like Bronson's poem didn't quite resonate with the crowd, and the judges declare you the winner of this round as well. So,
I just go like,
Now-
"What's a 3 of cups, Bronson? No one knows what that is."
but I'm sorry you're not very well traveled. That's not my fault. Round 3, limericks or couplets.
Limericks.
Do you want to start or
on.
will I start?
I'll start.
3-0.
Okay.
This little gnome loser.
He kind of like looks over at his friends and he gives them like the flattest, most deadpan thumbs up ever. I note that you start rhymes the same with "there once was something proclaimed." You say you're the best, and yet I'm unimpressed. It's okay though, so don't be ashamed.
Oh, snap. He kind of like pinches the bridge of his nose and looks at you and says, I can start it differently. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. What becomes of the one that three have undone? Only heroes could solve this great trouble. And he gives you, like, a little smirk, like he knows something that you don't. Um, roll a performance check.
He frowns at that.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. That threw him off his guard. 7.
He rolled a 6. I literally I did not roll anything over in double digits.
He was looking at us when he said it though?
No, to Dawn.
Oh, he was looking at Dawn. Okay.
Yeah, so the judges are the older male judge was like, Bronson, I think you need a little bit of a break. You what did you say your name was again?
It's done.
Yeah, Dawn.
Just-
Everybody, round of applause for Dawn. 3 in a row. That's a knockout. And they'll gesture you over to the prize table.
Yeah, he goes over to the prize table, but he's kind of like casting a lingering gaze on this fucking gnome. Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
What did you mean? What did you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? So,
I love that guy.
as you approach the table, I need you get to roll a d8 and a d20. Because you did a 3 in a row knockout, you get 2 prizes.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a D10, not a D20.
Yeah, so give me the d8 first.
8.
Okay. The young gnome will reach down under the table and pulls out a little like glove puppet in the shape of a wizard and hands it to you.
You wanted alcohol.
And roll a d20.
5.
Okay. She reaches back under and pulls out this like little it looks sort of like a unicorn horn, but you realize that it's like a cone of like paper that has then been wrapped with twine to create the texture. And you can see that there's like little bundles of candy inside of it. And she says, congratulations! We don't usually get 3 in a row knockouts around here. That was pretty impressive. Are you some kind of an artist or a poet or something?
I'm a banker.
And then you just walk.
Well, you're very gifted. Thank you for entertaining all of us.
I'm the worst poet in my family, actually.
I think I'd like to meet the rest of your family in that case. And as she says that, sorry, we're about to wrap up, everybody. You actually kind of like look off like to the top of this little amphitheater area, and you see a satyr, a woman with red and white striped horn, like paint and tassels coming off, and is playing panpipes. And you see like small shapes jumping behind her, and you recognize this as one of your sisters.
Oh no.
And that is where we will cut for the night, as the party is finishing up with their gnome poetry.
Oh my lord.
Oh no.
So good.
I'm the worst poet in my family. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
GG,
Why did I say anything?
Yeah, so thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all of my lovely players. Sorry we went a couple minutes over there, but gotta finish up the poetry.
Important.
No worries.
Sorry we went over.
Please. Says the group of people that once played like
8 hours.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, well, hey, everybody who's watching, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. Thank you to Sirenscape for this amazing atmospheric music that we use, these sounds going. You can check them out at sirenscape.com. Their app is free, comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started, and you don't even need to register, so please check them out. And check out our other streams. Follow us on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's see, how am I gonna how am I gonna do our first rap?
How do you end it?
When you
Yeah.
are trying to verbally destroy a gnome in basically like bullying thinly disguised as poetry competition, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus.
Hey, love you. Bye.
Bye. See you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Love you. Bye.
Or every other week.